Nvidia's mining lock turns out to be really effective, and the Nintendo Switch 2 is right around the corner. Let's talk about it. Before that, make sure to subscribe and click the bell icon so you never miss another video. Alright, so not only was someone able to get their hands on an RTX 3060 LHR recently, but they were also able to get their hands on an RTX 3080 Ti, so naturally now we have results for both those GPUs in terms of their mining performance. Now many gamers might be asking the question, well, why are we talking about mining performance? Let's talk about gaming performance. However, I want to talk about mining on these GPUs because, depending on how effective the mining lock on these new LHR or light hash rate GPUs is, it could be a significant factor that contributes to your ability to get your hands on GPUs that could lead to a lot more gamers actually being able to buy graphics cards if it is actually very effective. And surprise, it does look like so far, at least in the Ethereum mining algorithm, it does appear to be very effective. But we'll get into that a little bit later in this video. But in any case, this story comes from videocards.com, and it originally came from a post over on ExpressView. It looks like it's in Chinese or something, so of course I will be referring to video cards for this so I can actually read it. And according to the videocards.com article, they say, quote, "The mining on the RTX 3060 LHR immediately starts with a lower hash rate, unlike the non-LHR variant, which has seen a reduced hash rate over a short period of time. The performance out of the box is around 20 to 22 megahashes at 119 watts, which can probably be further optimized with more aggressive power limiting and memory overclocking, but that wasn't included in the preview." They then go on to say, quote, "There's also a leaked but unconfirmed score from the RTX 3080 Ti mining, which is not officially part of the LHR series, but also features the same hash rate limiter. According to the screenshot, the graphics card offers 58 megahashes at 299 watts. So taking a look at the RTX 3060 getting 20 to 22 megahashes, yeah, that's about half of what it should be at. And at 119 watts, yeah, that's definitely not very efficient. And then taking a look at the 3080 Ti, we got a similar result here, 58 megahashes. That's about half of what you would expect. And at nearly 300 watts, that's also a very poor result in terms of the power efficiency. So those of you who are out there looking to buy a GPU for mining Ethereum, this is definitely not going to be the card for you, as unless there's going to be some sort of workaround, these two GPUs are going to be very poor for mining that specific coin. Now, what we don't know so far is how well these GPUs are going to be able to mine other coins such as Raven coin, because if they are able to, mine other altcoins very, very well, then, this whole mining limiter isn't going to be as effective as many gamers maybe would like, because I know there's a lot of gamers out there who would like Nvidia to limit the GPUs so that they can have an easier time getting their hands on the card. And then on the other hand, you have some people who want to be able to mine on their GPUs who really don't like this. And yeah, they're definitely not going to like the fact that they're going to have to go out there and hunt for GPUs that are non-LHR. But in any case, if you can actually mine some other coins with this very, very effectively, well, then most of those hobbyists as well as gamers will have their chance to mine on the side with their GPUs if they're not using them at the time. However, the big mining operations, are they going to seek out these LHR GPUs? That's something that I don't necessarily have the answer to. So that's something I definitely want to see coming up here. Hopefully some people start to post numbers eventually, because yeah, that's going to be a big factor determining whether or not you're going to actually be able to get one. Now, if this is only an Ethereum mining lock, there is a potential for it to actually still help you be able to get your hands on a GPU, as there may be less people who are going to be, at least within the first few weeks, going to be trying to get these GPUs, as they may be nervous that it could potentially be locking off all types of mining. However, this is only going to work also if it doesn't get hacked as well. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens over the coming weeks, as we're getting really, really close to the RTX 3080 Ti and 3070 Ti launch event, which should be on May 31st. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe, as I will be live streaming that event. It's going to be a lot of fun. But now let's go ahead and talk about the Nintendo Switch 2, because this is something that I've been talking about for a little while here. I made a video a long time ago about the Nintendo Switch 2, and this information actually comes from a Bloomberg article. And according to Bloomberg, apparently they're going to start mass production in July, and it should be unveiled before E3 2021. And that is actually going to be on June 12th. So it sounds like we could be getting the Nintendo Switch 2 unveiled before June 12th. And that's actually not a very long ways away. In fact, that's coming up real soon here. And I'm actually really excited to see what the Nintendo Switch 2 can bring to the table. Now, according to leaks and rumors of what we know so far, it seems like the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to have a slightly bigger, brighter OLED screen, which could not only allow it to get, much better colors, as well as potentially even higher brightness and deeper blacks. Of course, you get that like infinite contrast of OLED, but also OLED screens are typically more power efficient as well, so they could potentially squeeze a little bit more battery life out of it. We're probably looking at, according to the most recent leaks and rumors, a GPU CPU combo from Nvidia that's going to have the ADA Lovelace architecture in it, which is going to be the next generation RTX 4000 series GPUs. That's what they're going to be based off, so it's probably going to be some sort of custom variant of that. So this is definitely going to be a huge jump in terms of its graphics performance. And then on top of that, it's also going to apparently be able to use DLSS, which is going to be a huge deal because that's going to allow it to squeeze a lot more performance out of this chip. So yeah, you know, taking a look at all these specs combined, I think we're going to be looking at a new Nintendo Switch that's going to be outperforming the current Nintendo Switch probably by 2 to 4 times as much performance. So that's going to be a huge deal for all of you out there who are looking to get a Nintendo Switch but are maybe thinking the current Nintendo Switch is going to be a little bit underwhelming. Because I gotta admit to you guys, I do have a Nintendo Switch, and you know, I do like to play games on it from time to time, but I've found myself playing it less and less as the loading times take a really long time, and the graphics performance is definitely, you know, noticeably worse than the consoles. It's, you know, just way less graphics performance than you get out of, you know, potentially even a PS4 or even an Xbox One X, as those GPUs in those consoles are much better than what you see in, say, the Nintendo Switch that we currently have. So getting a new Nintendo Switch with a much better screen, more power efficient, as well as much higher graphics performance is going to be a huge deal. The only thing I don't like about this so far, and I forgot to mention this, is that it's potentially going to be a 720p screen still, which is fine for 7 inches, which it looks like we're going to be getting a 7-inch screen. However, you know, I would like to see 1080p. I think 1080p on a 7-inch screen would be very pixel dense and would be really awesome. However, I do understand that could potentially lead to higher power draw, which is probably why they're going for 720p still, rather than going for that 1080p. But, you know, either way, it looks like the Nintendo Switch is going to be coming out really soon here, if this Bloomberg article is to be believed, and I'm definitely going to be very excited to see what it can do. But hey, that's just what I think. Do you think that the new mining limiter is a good idea, or do you think that it's a bad idea? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and of course, I'll see you in the next video. If you made it to the end of the video, be sure to drop a like. Every time you do so, AMD and Nvidia get more stock. Also, if you want to see more, click here. You won't be disappointed.